If you're watching this right now, chances are you've either relapsed or you're battling strong urges, desperate for an escape. You've probably tried everything from cold showers to sheer willpower, yet you find yourself trapped in a relentless cycle of guilt and frustration. The reason why nothing seems to work is simple: you've been getting the wrong advice. Let's explore why that is and what truly works. Why this struggle is so common. Masturbation, especially when linked to pornography, creates a cycle that's difficult to break. For many, the struggle is marked by short periods of abstinence followed by relapses that trigger feelings of defeat, shame, and self-loathing. The nature of this cycle can create a deep sense of frustration and hopelessness. Understanding why this happens is essential to breaking free and finding lasting recovery. Each time a relapse occurs, it chips away at self-confidence and reinforces feelings of guilt and failure. The emotional toll can be significant, eroding one's motivation and willpower. This sense of defeat can make it feel even harder to find the strength to try again. Without understanding this cycle, it's easy to become trapped in a loop where the effort to quit is overshadowed by the anticipation of failure. Recognizing the psychological and neurochemical forces at play is crucial. It's not just about willpower, it's about addressing how this cycle manipulates the brain and finding strategies that disrupt and ultimately break it. Why willpower alone is not enough. Relying solely on willpower to overcome addiction is like trying to stop a flood with just a bucket. It might hold off the tide for a moment, but eventually the overwhelming force breaks through. This is because the brain's craving for that artificial dopamine hit is powerful and deeply ingrained. Willpower alone cannot consistently withstand the relentless pull of the brain's demand for pleasure. When we focus only on resisting urges, we fail to address the core issue: the brain's rewired reward system. Each time an urge is resisted through sheer force, it often intensifies the desire, making the cycle of craving even stronger. Over time, the brain's response to willpower is like building pressure in a dam. Eventually, the pressure becomes too much, and a relapse occurs. Moreover, willpower is a finite resource. When it is depleted from everyday stress, decision-making, and fatigue, the mind is left vulnerable to temptation. Without deeper strategies and coping mechanisms that address the root of the addiction, each relapse leads to self-criticism and a cycle of guilt. Breaking free requires more than just fighting urges. It demands understanding, reconditioning the brain, and building new habits that reduce dependency on those artificial dopamine surges. The concept of superstimulus. The concept of a superstimulus refers to an exaggerated form of something that the brain recognizes as rewarding. In nature, this might be a ripe fruit that stands out with vibrant color and sweetness, catching our attention as valuable. However, in modern times, superstimuli have taken extreme forms that surpass anything our ancestors encountered. Pornography is a prime example of this. It offers a hyper-concentrated form of stimulation that everyday life simply cannot match. The brain's primitive structures are designed to seek out experiences deemed essential for survival and reproduction. When exposed to the intense dopamine surge from pornography, the brain mistakenly interprets this stimulus as exceptionally important, even more so than genuine, fulfilling experiences. This heightened response convinces the brain that it must seek this artificial reward again and again, leading to a cycle where real-life activities begin to pale in comparison. As a result, activities that once brought joy or peace, such as social interactions, hobbies, or even spiritual practices, lose their impact. The brain becomes so accustomed to the superstimulus that it craves that level of excitement to feel satisfied. This makes resisting the urge feel nearly impossible because the primitive brain equates it with a need for survival. Understanding this concept is crucial to breaking the cycle and reclaiming control over one's life. The negative effects on daily life. When normal activities no longer release sufficient dopamine, motivation starts to wane. Tasks that once brought satisfaction, like exercising, socializing, or engaging in hobbies, suddenly seem dull and uninspiring. This is one of the most insidious aspects of addiction. It robs life of its natural joys and pushes you further into seeking artificial highs. The cycle continues as the brain craves that intense, short-lived pleasure from pornography while dismissing genuine experiences that once felt rewarding. The impact extends beyond daily productivity and fulfillment. It seeps into your spiritual life. For Muslims, engaging in prayer is not just an obligation, it is a source of peace, connection, and reflection. However, when the brain's natural reward system is hijacked, even prayer can feel devoid of its usual comfort. The serene moments that were once spiritually enriching can start to feel like empty rituals. This disconnection can lead to frustration and guilt, making it even harder to return to a state of balance. Feeling distant from Allah can add emotional and psychological weight, creating a deeper sense of isolation. This addiction becomes a barrier, not just to productivity and joy, but to a meaningful spiritual life. Understanding this can be the first step towards seeking support and rebuilding a life that values genuine experiences over temporary, artificial ones. How pornography hijacks your brain. Every time you indulge in pornography, your brain creates new neural pathways that strengthen the behavior. Think of it as carving a path through a forest. The more you walk it, the clearer and more established it becomes. Over time, this process of neural rewiring embeds the habit so deeply that resisting the urge becomes increasingly difficult. What might have started as occasional indulgence can quickly transform into a compulsive habit that feels almost impossible to break. These reinforced pathways don't just impact your behavior, they change how you prioritize your life. As the brain becomes more accustomed to seeking the intense, artificial stimulation that pornography offers, other meaningful activities begin to lose their appeal. Work responsibilities might feel more tedious. Relationships may become strained due to a lack of connection or emotional availability, and spiritual practices, such as prayer, can start to feel hollow or disconnected. This shift in priorities is a clear sign that the brain's reward system has been hijacked. The pull of pornography distorts what your mind values most, often putting short-term pleasure above long-term fulfillment and personal growth. Recognizing how these neural pathways are formed and how they change your behavior is essential for breaking free from the cycle and reclaiming control over your life and attention. The real solution: understanding and rewiring. The first critical step toward overcoming pornography addiction is understanding that your brain is the primary battleground. Recognizing that this isn't just a casual habit but a deeply embedded brain pattern shifts how you approach recovery. Awareness alone is powerful. It allows you to see the cycle for what it truly is: a series of ingrained neural pathways that push you toward the same harmful behavior time and again. To begin rewiring these patterns, start by identifying your triggers. These might be specific times, feelings, or situations that make you more vulnerable to giving in. Once you know what they are, you can begin replacing these moments with healthier, fulfilling activities. For example, if boredom is a trigger, replace idle moments with reading a book, learning a new skill, or taking a walk in nature. These activities not only help divert your mind but also stimulate your brain's reward system in positive, sustainable ways. Developing mindfulness can also play a big role in recognizing urges and letting them pass without action. Techniques such as deep breathing, prayer, or meditative reflection can help you regain control when an urge strikes. Remember, the goal is to create new neural pathways that value growth, fulfillment, and spiritual alignment over the artificial rush of dopamine. Reintroducing healthy dopamine sources. Reintroducing healthy dopamine sources into your life is essential for breaking free from the cycle of pornography addiction and restoring your overall well-being. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by returning to sincere, mindful prayer. Engaging in prayer not only strengthens your connection with Allah, but also fosters a sense of peace and purpose in your life. It's a moment to pause, reflect, and realign your priorities, reminding you of what truly matters. In addition to prayer, incorporating meditation and deep reflection can significantly enhance your mental clarity and emotional stability. These practices help you reconnect with your inner self, allowing you to cultivate a deeper understanding of your feelings and desires. Over time, this self-awareness can aid in resisting unhealthy impulses. Moreover, regular physical activity serves as a fantastic natural source of dopamine. Exercise releases endorphins, which elevate your mood and improve your overall sense of well-being. Whether it's a brisk walk, a gym session, or a dance class, moving your body can create long-lasting benefits, helping to rebalance your brain's reward system. By embracing these healthier sources of dopamine, you not only enhance your mental health but also pave the way for a more fulfilling life, free from the chains of addiction. Developing new habits. Developing new habits is a crucial step in overcoming addiction and reclaiming control over your life. One effective strategy is to engage in activities that occupy both your mind and hands. Hobbies like drawing, writing, or engaging in physical activities can divert your attention and break the cycle of habitual responses that lead to indulgence. Not only do these activities provide a creative outlet, but they also stimulate your brain in healthier ways, helping you find joy and satisfaction without relying on artificial stimuli. In addition to individual pursuits, surrounding yourself with a supportive network is invaluable. Talking with trusted friends about your struggles can create a sense of accountability that is difficult to achieve alone. These conversations can provide encouragement and perspective, making the journey feel less isolating. Moreover, consider joining support groups where you can share experiences with others facing similar challenges. This collective support fosters a sense of community and motivates you to stick to your goals. As you cultivate new habits, remember that consistency is key. Start small and gradually build upon your efforts, allowing yourself grace as you navigate setbacks. By replacing harmful habits with positive activities and leaning on a support system, you can forge a path toward lasting change and personal growth. The journey to recovery from addiction is a marathon, not a sprint. It's vital to understand that healing takes time, and along this path, self-compassion plays a crucial role. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend who is facing a tough battle. Self-criticism only deepens the negative cycles, making it harder to break free from the grips of addiction. Instead, practice patience with yourself. Acknowledge that setbacks are part of the process, and each step, whether forward or backward, is an opportunity for growth. On days when the struggle feels overwhelming, remind yourself that perseverance is key. Celebrate small victories and recognize the progress you're making, even if it doesn't always feel significant. Consistent efforts, combined with a compassionate mindset, can pave the way for lasting change. Building a foundation of patience and self-love can transform how you view your challenges. Rather than seeing them as failures, view them as lessons that contribute to your resilience. By cultivating a compassionate attitude towards yourself, you create a supportive inner dialogue that nurtures your recovery journey, encouraging you to keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough. Conclusion: breaking free from the cycle of addiction is more than just fighting urges. It's about rewiring your brain and embracing the guidance Allah has provided. This path will not only help you regain control, but will lead you to a more fulfilling and spiritually connected life.